So we're going to play a game of pretend, and we're going to pretend that the comic companies gave us free reign over whatever franchise or character we wanted. We could play around with any title. The only limit given to us is the limits of our imagination. Now that does raise the question, just what would we do? So sit back, relax, enjoy, and we're going to tell you. So Riri Williams has been the most requested if I wrote, so we're pushing back some other projects to get to her. And I think we came up with some interesting ideas. Now, if we're going to make Riri Williams an interesting character in her own right, the very first step is to stop pretending that she's the second coming of Tony Stark. We need to separate the two. We're not going to have her trying to be Iron Man. We're not going to give her Iron Man AI to pretend to be her mentor. This is not Firestorm with Professor Stein and Ronnie Raymond in the same body. She's going to be her own woman. And not just the man with boobs, which she is portrayed as now. And if you don't know that term yet, check out our Thor video. She still goes into superheroing wearing a battlesuit of her own devising, but it's not based on Stark tech. Instead, she built it on her own. Or as somebody else once said in a movie,
was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
She ends up building her own armor out of scrap metal and components she buys at various electronic shops, hobby shops, and junkyards. Riri Williams built her own weapon system and attached it to her own battlesuit, and she's going to be her own person with her own identity. Her armor isn't even going to be colored red and gold. See, the way Riri is portrayed right now is amazingly inconsistent. She's supposed to be super intelligent, and she's supposed to have built her own version of the Iron Man suit, but then sometimes she somehow is unaware of its capabilities, and that just doesn't seem possible. Well, we're going to solve the problem this way. First of all, Riri Williams is not a genius, and she's not some sociopath looking for racism where it isn't. Sure, she's not Lenny from Of Mice and Men, but she's also not somebody who graduated from MIT or Harvard at 11 years old. Nope, she actually has a superpower. She has the ability to see how things work together. She sees connections. She can do Sherlock scans and tell how things are. And thus, she knows that if she connects thing A to slot B, it's going to work and how it's going to work. And she's even able to create some things that she's able to patent and sell and make her family some money, a lot of money. Unfortunately, because she isn't business-minded, she loses control of many of those patents, and this will create some drama and some villains who aren't superpowered. The name Ironheart has got to go. It's pretty well known these days that there is a Japanese porn parody of Iron Man 3 named Ironheart. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I will be darned, that is actually real. Now, we have no real problem with Japanese porn and the people who enjoy it, but just for the sake of not naming a 15-year-old girl after a Japanese porn movie, we're gonna change the character's name along with her concept. Since we're making Riri be an independent character rather than a gender-flipped version of Iron Man, we'll call her something different. We'll call her Diamond. So Riri Williams, using her own inherent powers to see connections and make things work, is capable of inventing absolutely marvelous technology on the same level as Stark, Richards, Von Doom. And in this case, what she has invented is a crystal-encased diamond-hard suit with all kinds of nifty equipment built into it. The entire thing is made of a nanocarbon filaments reinforced by flexible weave ballistic cloth and powered by piezoelectric effects, solar energy, and Riri's own body heat. And if that's not enough techno-babble for you, let me put it to you this way. She's in a battlesuit made of diamond that doesn't require any of Tony Stark's tech to work for it. It's silver blue in color and should absolutely look badass in the hands of the right artist. She's 15, for Christ's sakes. One of the biggest problems with Marvel's portrayal of Riri Williams is the fact that she's not portrayed in either the art or the writing as a 15-year-old girl. Instead, she's constantly drawn in such a way to highlight her physical sexiness And the way she acts, her interests, and her manner suggests a woman a decade older than she's supposed to be. Anyone remember when Kitty Pryde was first introduced? She was flat-chested, she was nervous, she was impulsive, she fell into crushes, and in short, she was a 13-year-old girl, just like she's supposed to be. And that's how we're going to treat Riri Williams. She isn't 30, so stop treating her like she's 30. And one of the things we're going to explore is what it's like for a 15-year-old girl to find sudden fame and riches as a superhero and a public figure all at once, when what she was doing previously was just being a lower middle class girl who had friends but was basically considered a huge nerd by most people in her high school. And now she finds herself hounded for autographs. She finds herself on the cover of teen magazines, fashion magazines, People magazine, that kind of thing. And we're going to introduce themes and stories that deal with this, especially related to how a teenager who suddenly becomes a celebrity would deal with it. And how does it affect her life? How does it affect the family? How does it affect her relationships with her friends and so forth? Her first battle is going to be huge. And it's not even going to be against one of Marvel's big guns. No, she's going to go up against somebody who has ended up being somewhat of a joke. Even though they started off in the pages of the Defenders and a constant Thor villain, they have become a joke. And yet they are going to kick Riri's ass. Now I'm talking about the Wrecking Crew. And she's going to be laid low just to show a couple of things. One, just because you have the know-how to create the tech and the desire to be a hero doesn't mean you're immediately going to know how to fight and know how to do everything perfectly. There is a learning curve. And two, it challenges her desire to want to be a superhero. The Mike Tyson quote that comes to mind. Yeah, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I think this is something that a lot of superheroes should go through, because a lot of times, especially in Marvel, they get their brand new powers, they rush out, and they're the greatest heroes ever. Make it so they get their butt kicked the first time or the first couple of times out, or even if they lose someone close to them that they were trying to save. I think that adds another dimension, especially if they do get back on that horse and be the hero that they've always wanted to be. And it would cure her of her Mary Sue-itis that seems to be prevalent in every Marvel comic book these days. And she's going to have a hostile relationship with S.H.I.E.L.D. See, S.H.I.E.L.D. treats Riri like an untrained amateur, and she is. To them, she's a danger to herself, to the nation, to the world, and especially because taking away her technology is not going to work with her. She can just jimmy something up in a week or so with stock parts. And she patents her new tech before they could shut it down. People know about it because it's being sold. Not by her company, of course, because of the losses. But they can't shut her down because people know about her. So if they do, they end up becoming the Gestapo. So Nick Fury has Sharon Carter looking over Riri Williams' shoulder every day. And they are going to be cutting her exactly zero slack. So most, if not all of these changes are designed to address all of the problems we see with the Riri Williams character, mostly the Mary Sue aspect. The fact that she's seen to be as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than Tony Stark. She's more analytical and she has better tactics. We're being told this constantly. And this is a 15-year-old girl who just started her career against somebody who has been doing this for years. And we want to cut her down to size a little bit. Get her to the starting point that she should be at. And let us as readers go on that journey with her and watch her grow. Make her more of a human being than she is right now, instead of somebody's idealized version of what this person should be. This is the Marvel age of pandering equals representation. And we want to change that. We want to make the heroes breathe again and live and jump off the page and be somebody that we aspire to be. Because that is not what Riri Williams is now. And those are our ideas for changing Riri Williams into a decent character. What did you think? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know in the comments below. Also, what would you change to make her a more interesting character? Put those in the comments as well. And if you like videos like this, please click like and share. That's the most important. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. and click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And don't forget, we started a Patreon page, so please head on over there. The link is in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. It would help us out and keep us going, and good things will happen. We've got some big plans for this month. And we'd like to thank our actually four now, but one decided to remain anonymous. The other three, thank you very much, Mr. Justin Novacek, Sky Roseboom, and the Patriot Cat. To them and everybody else, I'd like to say thank you very, very much for watching.